Hello, this is English broadcast. I'm May, come from Joy May Capital. Canada announced major student and work visa change for fall 2020. Okay, international students will be able to enroll in online courses while abroad this fall and still be eligible for a post-graduation work permit after moving to Canada. Canada is making a major change to its post-graduation work permit rules for international students who want to study in Canada begin this fall. This PGWP enables international students to gain Canadian work experience after completing their educational program at a Canadian designated learning institution. International students must have completed a full-time program of at least 8 months in length at a DLI in order to be eligible for the PGWP. This study program must have led to a diploma, degree, or certificate. The ultimate length of the PGWP depends on the length of a student's program of study in Canada. Students can begin program online and still be eligible for 3 years PGWP after coming to Canada. Normally, online courses do not count toward the study requirements for a PGWP application. However, given coronavirus-related travel interruptions around the world, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada is now allowing international students to study online while overseas and still be eligible to apply for the work permit and graduation after graduation. IRCC announced the reform during the evening of May 14, 2020. New international students will be able to begin their programs at a Canadian DLI online in the fall 2020 and complete up to 50% of the program while abroad. After them, still be able to obtain the PGWP to work in Canada after completing their studies. IRCC also noticed that international students will not have time deducted from the length of their PGWP for the period they are spent outside of Canada up to December 31, 2020. In the hypothetical scenario, a new international students can begin their program at a Canadian DLA online this coming fall and still be eligible for a PGWP for the maximum 3 years, so long as they arrived to Canada by the end of 2020 and completed a complicated qualified educational program at the DLI of at least 2 years in duration. While this is a major announcement, the PGWP is highly coveted among Canada's international students since it enables them to work in Canada for up to 3 years after completing their studies. Such work experience provides them with a major advantage when submitting their federal and provincial immigration application, which 60% of international students plan to do according to the Canadian Bureau for International Education's annual survey of foreign students under Express Entry's Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS. For example, former international students are rewarded with additional CRS points for their Canadian education and work experience. In addition to federal, a variety of provision nominee program streams also exist to help former international students transition to permanent residence. In recent months, more former international students have received the invitation to apply for permanent residence through express entry jobs that have only selected Canadian experience class and PMP candidates. This major announcement will encourage more international students to pursue their studies in Canada this fall. Rather than deferring their post-secondary education, the reason for this is that international students who wish to eventually apply for Canadian immigration will want to capitalize on the opportunity to complete the portion of their studies in their countries of origin, while still being able to access the same benefits had they been required to physically study in Canada. Another major benefit is the cost of study in Canada will decline for them, since they will not have to incur additional living expense as the outset of their Canadian education. Announcement will be boon for Canadian economy and jobs. Lastly, this policy reform should prove to be boon for the Canadian economy, since the tuition that international students will pay will help to support jobs at colleges and universities across Canada. Moreover, international students will support economic activity in a number of ways once they arrive to Canada through their spending, labor, and the taxes they will pay as workers prior to the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The over 640,000 international students in Canada were contributing to $22 billion annually to the economy and supporting some 170,000 Canadian jobs. Furthermore, many of these students will eventually make the transition to permanent residence, which will help Canada's economy over the long run, since they will possess the key human capital characteristic that support strong labor market outcomes of Canada's immigrants. These characteristics include being young in age, in English or French, and possessing Canadian education, work experience, and social and professional connections. In early April, IRCC first applied this measure to international students whose courses started in May and June. The May 14 announcement is an extension to the students who will begin their semester in September. Though international students who received their study permits after March 18 are still not able to come to Canada, new permits are still being processed, and IRCC says they will notify new students as to when they are able to travel to Canada again. Canada will become even more attractive to international students. Canada has proven to be one of the world's most attractive destinations for international students in recent years due to following reasons. Canada offers a very high quality of education. Second, Students and their spouses and partners can work during and after their student studies. 3. Canada offers the opportunity to study and live in English or French environments. 4. Canada is a very safe country. The fifth, Canada welcomes immigrations, international students, foreign workers, and visitors from some 200 countries a year. The sixth, Canada is more affordable than other popular international students destination, in part because of the weaker Canadian dollar. And the seventh, there are over 18 permanent residence pathways for international students. In 2018, nearly 54,000 former international students obtained Canadian permanent residence. The newly announced reforms makes Canada even more attractive for international students. Thank you for listening. This is May, come from Joy May Company, and give you information about Canada announce major study and work visa change to fall 2020. Thank you for listening.